video is for educational, informational, and documentary purposes only, and is not intending to glorify, incite, or encourage illegal behavior in any way. Everything in this video has been taken from publicly available sources, and any footage used is covered under the doctrine of fair use. We have made every effort to ensure the accuracy of our sources, but I am not responsible for content third parties publish. All of the opinions in this video are mine alone. This video contains themes of violence, death, explicit language, and gang activity, and every effort has been made to censor this video in accordance with YouTube's advertiser and community guidelines. However, if you want to see my videos with everything I can't show you on YouTube, please visit patreon.com/traplawross, where you can watch uncut versions of my videos for just $2 a month. But if you're not interested in that, just hit the subscribe button and get ready to hear one of the craziest stories ever told. Young Dolph was one of hip-hop's most beloved stars when he was brutally gunned down in 2021. But what a lot of people didn't know is that while hip-hop fans all over the world were mourning the loss of their favorite street rapper, back in his native Memphis, the street figures that depended on him when he was alive were loading up their guns and preparing to wage war in his name.
Who shot and killed young Dolph in his own hometown? This grainy photo released by police shows a person in gray pants and a dark hoodie with gun in hand, apparently firing.
In the months and years that followed, a deadly revenge campaign would play out on the streets of Memphis, and those who loved young Dolph ruthlessly attempted to slide in his name, killing anyone who even remotely had something to do with his death. And in the wake of Dolph's murder, all eyes were on his biggest rival in the rap game, Yo Gotti, who had been embroiled in a years-long feud with Dolph, with numerous unsuccessful attempts being made on his life before Dolph was gunned down in 2021. Unfortunately for Yo Gotti, even with his biggest rival losing his life in 2021, the deadly street feud that he played a part in sparking would come back to haunt him. Just as recently as 2024, Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, would be brutally gunned down following a funeral service which they both attended.
The person killed is Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook. Now, Big Jook is the brother of rapper Yo Gotti.
With the shooting of Jook ironically bearing the very same hallmarks of a murder attempt on Dolph in 2017 that saw 100 bullets fired into his car.
Man, young Dolph, check out the performance. Get somebody laying on him, man. Sound like shot a rag out here, man.
Is this all just a deadly coincidence? Or are young Dolph shooters really sliding on Yo Gotti and his crew until there's nobody left? Well, there's only one way to find out. I'm Traplaw Ross, the hip-hop investigator, and today we're taking a closer look at the deadly war for the streets of Memphis. The war between Yo Gotti and young Dolph is nothing new. In fact, I already conducted a deep investigation into this story in a previous video in 2019 before Dolph was killed. So to truly understand what's going on, let's take a quick recap and follow the key moments in the beef between Dolph and Gotti, and their respective record labels, PRE, aka Paper Route Empire, and CMG, the Collective Music Group.
Detectives looking into the possibility of bad blood between rival rappers. Several months ago in North Carolina, young Dolph's SUV was shot at 100 times. Witnesses heard the shots here in Hollywood, and nearby security video captured a person running from an SUV.
Things popped off hard for young Dolph in 2017 when he was in North Carolina. Here, Dolph was shot at reportedly over 100 times, but managed to walk away unscathed thanks to the $300,000 bulletproof SUV that he was riding in at the time. But anyway, why on earth would somebody want to shoot a rain of 100 bullets on young Dolph? Well, to truly understand that, we've got to look at Dolph's long-running feud with fellow Memphis rap legend and the best rapper for your digestive system, Yo Gotti. Many have speculated that Yo and his Collective Music Group may have had something to do with that shooting. But if you're not as plugged into the hip-hop culture as me, you may be wondering who the hell Yo Gotti is. Well, Yo Gotti, if you don't know, is another Memphis rap legend who's been grinding for over a decade, but in the past few years has had some pretty mainstream hits, including Down in the DM, FU, Rake It Up, and more recently, Put a Date on It. Now, both rappers rep Memphis, Tennessee to the fullest, and their claim to the throne of King of Memphis has been a big part of this beef from the start. However, for the record, Memphis has been the home to many kings of hip-hop over the years, including 8-Ball and MJG, as well as 3-6 Mafia's Juicy J, Project Pat, and DJ Paul, as well as Gotti and Dolph. This feud began officially in 2014 when young Dolph, still a mixtape rapper at the time, began speaking publicly about the fact that he'd turned down a record deal from Yo Gotti and his CMG label. Dolph addressed the declining of this offer in an interview with Sway.
Like, Gotti wanted me to do the, like, man, come on, bro, let's do CMG Paper Route. it's cool. I'm knocking for that. If I was him, I would have came to me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But only thing was going to happen behind it was people like, oh, he popped off because of God. You feel what I'm saying? Which I can't do that because I got too much of my own time and money invested in it.
Gotti replied to this in a Breakfast Club interview and he sounded pretty positive about things. Now, things were quiet for the next year or so, but then in February 2016, for some reason, young Dolphin decided to get his flippers in a twist and come out and sneak diss Yo Gotti on Twitter. Now, I'm not sure what went on behind the scenes that triggered young Dolph to tweet this, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that the week after he had his first album, The King of Memphis, drop it. Now, naturally, this album title ruffled a few feathers in Memphis, and it would have been reasonable to think Gotti and the general public would have seen this as an attempt by young Dolph to try and take that crown as the King of Memphis. Now, keep in mind that Gotti, amongst other people, were known for calling themselves the King of Memphis in their raps, as well as on Gotti's own Twitter page. That same day, Yo Gotti and his CMG artist Black Youngster passed through the Breakfast Club to do an interview about Gotti's song Down in the DM hitting the charts. It's a hilarious interview where, for some reason, Black Youngster decides to count $200,000 in cash throughout the entire thing.
What is this?
Okay, all right, that's what I'm talking about.
You
That's
got
the
to
movie
print
I'm
up some
talking
money.
about. I'm in the mood swing right now. Your guy is like, what is this guy doing? This is my artist?
Oh, whoa.
Okay. Now, can I get a plug, though? Goodness gracious. Can I get a plug? I'm going to count 200 already.
There's a plug
I
right
got about
here.
100. All right, what you got? How much you got in your pocket? I got about 100.
And whilst Dolph's King of Memphis project isn't actually mentioned in this interview, it does get brought up that Yo Gotti did kickstart his career by dissing members of 3 6 Mafia.
Now, one of your first records, you actually go with that 3 6 Mafia in your first record. My first record?
A week after that, Dolph appears on a Hot 97 interview and talks on the Gotti beef. Now, he doesn't necessarily have anything new to add, but he does say that the two aren't on speaking terms.
Okay, so have you and Yo Gotti had a conversation lately? Have you guys nothing? And you're not interested in having that conversation?
It ain't no pressure with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like people don't understand. Like everybody on the outside looking in. Yo Gotti was texting my phone for 2 years straight. What you doing, bro? What you working on, bro? Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do that. Like, it's cool. It's cool. Now, we ain't had no conversation, but if you wanted to, you know what's up. You can call me or call somebody around me, get in touch with me, but, you know, I'm gonna keep doing what I do regardless. You know what I'm saying?
And it ain't no problem.
Nah, it ain't no problem, but it's different though. He ain't, you know when somebody like this right here, you know what I mean? It's just like everybody else done came in contact with me like, Doc, come on, let's do this, bro. Let's put together a joint venture. Let me sign you. Let's do that. And I be like, no, I rock with you, but I can't do that. But we still cool. We still doing music. We still kicking. We still doing whatever.
Now, the following month, Yo Gotti's CMG artist and serial Twix thief, Black Youngster,
Here, my brother. We
Man,
gonna keep you out of trouble, man.
Okay, yeah, appreciate that.
There you go, Twix for you.
I'm gonna steal the rest of them now. I got to.
decides to throw his hat into the beef officially, calling out Dolph for his King of Memphis claims and going on Instagram and saying that he's going to slap the shit out of him.
Hey, man, I'm keeping it G, bro. Dolph, you a bitch. You a soft ass. You nice ass. If you got a problem, you say you got a problem. Shake ass, bitch ass. Ain't no more king of Memphis. You ain't king of South Memphis. You ain't from the city, bitch.
He proves to the world that he is really about it by pulling up at young Dolph's block with a whole bunch of goons and dicks looking like a young soldier boy.
Where you at? Where you at? We in Castain right now. We just left the store. Where you at right now, dog? Where you at right now? Where you at? Where you at? I love Castain, but I'm dog. Yeah, we with dog. Yeah. Dog, cuz. Yeah. Castain, you love me, boy. You know what's going on, boy.
For years. To be fair, this seems like pretty erratic behaviour from Black Youngster, but I would like to add that he clarified why he did this in a DJ Vlad interview quite a while later, suggesting that this incident was more to do with a personal incident that he'd had with Young Dolph, as opposed to the album titling or the Yo Gotti disrespect.
It was a personal issue. You know what I'm saying, Kyle? I'm gonna see that, and I'm like, damn, for real? So I ain't wanna believe it. But when you turn around, so I'm like, boom, I'm like, man,
it's native. Clean, simple, effective hair care with craveable scents that smell fantastic.
Sometimes I imagine what I'd write today for my dear friend Martin.
Wiggery, Tim Westwood, where he suggests that he's not really in favour of the way that Black Youngster is handling this situation.
Now, what the
What is going on with Dolph, baby? What is going on with Black Youngster? What is going on, man?
Ain't nothing popping, man.
That is crazy, man. That video was scary.
Yeah, I think that's probably a little misunderstanding. They know what it's popping. You know, the homie young though. You know what I'm saying? The homie young and wild in the streets and all. You know, they just move a little different. You know?
Crazy.
Yeah, he just moved a little
they were popping out some machines and. I'm glad Dolph just didn't turn up around the corner. I mean, King of Memphis was, for us white folks, there's only one king. Sorry, dog. Sorry for us white folks.
Now, Dolph wastes absolutely no time getting even, and he immediately takes to Instagram and disses Black Youngster as well as Yo Gotti, calling them bitches, suggesting that they called the cops on him, and calling them out for dissing 3-6 Mafia early in their careers.
Hey, I've been spraying your bitch ass for years. The whole city know that. Ho Gotti, you was a bitch ass. I just got back to the city. They said you trying to put charges on me and put the police on me. You seen your little do all your talking. Talk for yourself, bitch ass. Hey, that big head Down syndrome looking up. Hate on everybody from the city that gets some real money. You start out hating on 3-6 and they were having Oscars. You had to hate because you were broke. That's the only way you can get attention, boy.
Now, interestingly, that same day, the rapper Trouble releases the remix for his song Ready, which features Young Thug and Young Dolph. Later that year, Black Youngster basically confirmed the fact that this diss was about him, and you can tell by looking at the lyrics. So Youngster rushed to the studio to add a diss song onto the mixtape that he was just about to release, and in that confusion, he didn't actually get a chance to clear this with Yo Gotti. So that diss track eventually came out from Black Youngster called Shake Sutton, and it ended up coming out along with a music video with a bunch of shots that were filmed that same day that Black Youngster pulled up on the block with his goons. To be honest, this was kind of a trash diss track, and nothing really happened for a few months until September, when during an interview, Black Youngster suggested that while things weren't actually squashed, he was over the beef and Yo Gotti doesn't have any problems with Dolph.
What did Yo Gotti say about Young Dolph when that happened?
Man, to be honest, I'm gonna keep it real. This something he probably won't even want me to say. I'm gonna say it because we on the Brother Club, we get exclusive. No, we tell the truth. He actually liked Dolph. Like every time he ever spoke to me about Dolph, like said something he spoke good about. He actually like
God,
man, I swear for God, I'm not lying. If Big Homie mad, I said this, I said it is what it is. But he actually liked it, man. But he ain't never had nothing against him. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
But they felt like you was coming at him on behalf of Gotti.
Nah,
coming at Dolph.
Yeah. How much they heard this song? Nah, we ain't never squashed it, but I ain't known it no more. I ain't studying it, you know.
And then again, a little while later in October, Youngster once again confirmed that he was over the beef.
You know, I ain't known it no more. I ain't studying it. I respect what I'm doing, how I'm getting this money. Get your money, I'm gonna get mine, you know. I ain't studying. I ain't on no more though.
Now, things went quiet for a little bit until a few months later in February 2017, and seemingly out of nowhere, Young Dolph dropped a savage diss track called Play With Your Bitch. This featured some pretty spicy lyrics and a cover art that all seemed to suggest that Yo Gotti's baby mama had hooked up with Young Dolph, and that Yo Gotti had found Dolph's number in her phone and got mad about it. It's also worth noting that in that song, he describes Memphis as Dolphland, which shouldn't be confused with the slightly larger Dolph World or its smaller, smellier cousin, Dolphland Paris. In the track, Dolph suggests that Yo Gotti had dissed him on his 2 Federal mixtape, which was released by Yo Gotti and his CMG artist Moneybagg Yo. Dolph also reiterates on this track that Yo Gotti only got popular from initially dissing 3-6 Mafia after he was rumored to be signing with them. Very similar to the situation between Dolph and Gotti. Gotti took to the high road and decided to respond on Twitter, just reminding the people that he was on some boss shit with Jay-Z and L.A. Reid, and that he wasn't going to stoop to this level. A week later, on February the 7th, Dolph was at an interview at an Atlanta radio station where he elaborated on the diss and suggested that this whole thing came from one of Dolph's guys suggesting that Dolph was being sneak dissed by Yo Gotti on that 2 Federal mixtape. He also suggests that Yo Gotti encouraged Black Youngster to beef with him in order to get Black Youngster's career popping, in much the same way that Yo Gotti got his name popping from beefing with 3-6 Mafia.
Second one come. We in the car now. Like, bro, you heard this? So you're like, man, you ain't trying to this. You like, bro, really, bro, his last 2 tapes he put out, you like, you ain't heard it? I'm like, no. He like, bro, you gotta keep like, I don't listen to it. Right. Oh, he like, listen to it. Wait. I said, oh. You know what I'm saying? Like he thought the coast was clear. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really, it didn't make no noise. Right. You see, it ain't make no noise until Dolph just put this song out. Right. You see what I'm saying? He made his artist bring up Dolph's name and
tied Dolph name to his name, right? That's when everybody got, oh, him, such and such. Nobody never knew. How did he get it first? How did Yo Gotti get popped and get some attention? So he did 3-6 Mafia.
2 days later, Dolph elaborated further and suggested on DJ Holiday's show that he believed Yo Gotti was sneak dissing him on his previous tapes, The Art of the Hustle and Cocaine Music 9.
Man, they play it. So his last 2 mixtapes, he's trying to sneak this Dolph.
Now, here's where the timeline gets a little bit messed up, because a lot of people out there have reported that Yo Gotti responded to this Play With Your Bitch song with his own song called Don't Beef With Me. A lot of people have speculated that this was a sneak diss aimed at Dolph that came out after Dolph's diss. However, it seemed that this track was actually just a retitled version of the song Prayers, which was the last song on that Moneybagg Yo Gotti mixtape 2 Federal, which had actually come out at the end of 2016. Now, I'm not sure if this was some kind of internet troll or news outlet just looking to stoke the beef further and take an old song, retitle it and suggest that it's a new Yo Gotti diss, or whether it's just been lost in translation and this was the original sneak diss that young Dolph was really upset about. But if you go and listen to the song, it just seems like the same kind of generic diss and put downs that you would put on a song, just addressing all of your ops as opposed to anything specifically aimed at young Dolph. But regardless, Dolph kept it moving, and a little bit later that month, on February the 24th, he released the music video for Play With Your Bitch, which featured some pretty hilarious scenes, recreated conversations that him and Yo Gotti supposedly had, and he uses a Yo Gotti impersonator to appear on screen and basically cry about the fact that his baby mama is hanging out with young Dolph. It's some savagery. Also in the video, young Dolph gets one of the most comically bad massages I've ever seen. He recreates some pretty hilarious moments between him and a fictional Yo Gotti. Dolph also drinks from a laughably small bottle of lean. Basically, the bottom line is Dolph went in on Yo Gotti, and there's no way that you could imagine there wouldn't be a response to this. And boy howdy, doesn't seem like they were about any of that talking, because only one day after that music video dropped was the same day that young Dolph's convoy was shot up 100 times in North Carolina. This went down during the CIAA college ball tournament, where young Dolph was actually in the city of Charlotte, supposedly to perform at an unofficial after party at the Cameo nightclub. The official police statement says that around 6:30 p.m. on 600 block North Caldwell Street, several dozen rounds were fired from high-powered weapons at multiple vehicles, hitting them indiscriminately only 30 minutes before the final game of the CIAA tournament was scheduled to start at the Spectrum Center. Reports started coming out that Dolph was the target of this shooting, but luckily nobody was hurt because he was being driven in a $300,000 bulletproof GMC Yukon XL SUV. Nice. Charlotte Mecklenburg police said that they were exploring the possibility that people in the music industry were connected to the shooting, but interestingly, Dolph was not fazed by these 100 bullets, and he...
You want to be like me? Always. Every day.
Oh, here you go.